Hi, this is John with Hilbrands Carpet Care. I'm showing you the before and after images of a tile we just cleaned. I'm doing a voiceover, but I'm going to show you the equipment that's involved in doing the cleaning. So here is a tile that's in the front entry. It's already been scrubbed, and basically a chemical is sprayed down the grout line, then over the entire surface, then that V-shaped brush works the grout line, and then a broom works the surface. We then completely steam it with a machine, and then we work the edges, and then we give it a second steaming. So here's how that V-shaped brush works. Now that debris, now that's an area that was just cleaned. This area is where the debris is basically just floating in the grout line. So as soon as I steam it, it's going to come free and show you the lighter line. So let me pick up this machine here, and now that high pressure steam is just blasting all that dirt free. And I generally go through, I don't know, I'd say 40-50 gallons of hot water. And there you can see the machine, how it works. It's basically rotating that pressure washer head, and I'm giving you a couple of pulls of the water trigger, but generally that water trigger is always on as I'm moving that machine. Because it sucks it so dry, in fact it sucks it so dry, that's why I'm doing a voiceover. All you could hear is the vacuum. But look at those passes, it's just making it beautifully pure and clean. You can see how nice that light beige is now appearing where before they were black. So I think I'll pause now and go back to the initial video because I actually had stopped the machine, and you can hear what I had recorded on the day of the video.
Okay, so I've just now finished, and let me point out, so we see this light beige in here now. Before that was all black, and so that's the finished result. And these insets of stone really gather the dirt, and you need that pressure washing with that deep soak of the chemical to loosen everything up. For comparison, let me walk into the last section that I haven't got to. You'll suddenly see it start to get dark, and you can just see the black grunge that we have on the way out versus maybe the kitchen where you just see a light beige as it goes across, and that's still wet, so that actually will lighten even more lightish beige. But when you see the beige versus the black, you know that it's clean, and that beige as it dries will continue to get lighter. A couple other points I should make, especially for some people wanting to know more about the process. When you spray the chemical on, you kind of leave it for about 5 to 10 minutes. So generally, this area that I'm in that's all dark would already be coated and soaking when I'm halfway finished with this area. The exception is, in this area, I have to get my hoses out of the way. So this last section I kind of stop, put everything out, and kind of take a little break while it's soaking. And that gets it nice and light. So this last section will get a coating, and then it'll get allowed to soak, and then a brush with the broom, then a brush with the grout brush, and then another brush with the broom to make sure that all of these little pores get this black stuff out. Versus, say for instance, this tile here, you can see that there's none of that black stuff that they get in those cavities of these textured tiles, which everybody has now, and which is always the case of these. One of the reasons why these get so sticky and dirty is people push the little damp mops, those little push pads cleaning, and it never really rinses the stuff out. It kind of shellacks it a little bit. So there comes a time, maybe 2 years down the line, when you have to give it a good strong cleaning, and getting it all soapy, it has to get rinsed really well. That's why when you saw that steamer just blasting that water out to rinse all that chemical off, that's also why I do it twice. I rinse it all off, then I work the little points of the edges with either my steel wool or my sponge and work those out. Actually, there's even sometimes where there's a little paint and I use a little knife. So those are my 3 little utensils to help me get through. But after I get the first steaming, I'll scrape a little paint off, get a little something that might need a little of that wire brush, and then of course the sponge working the edges. So that's the process, and I hope I've explained it well enough to you. So let me get this thing done so that I can move on to the next appointment. This has been John Hilbrands with Hilbrands Carpet Care. Thank you.